What'd you think of Gina Ortega playing her daughter?
That was a clear slam dunk. You knew that, come on, she played Wednesday.
She played Wednesday,
Right. She
right?
already got that vibe already. She's
Yeah,
kind of snarky. She's
exactly.
kind of cute. She got that look. So, yeah, who else would do it? Like, if they
What,
remade Beetlejuice today, she would be
what
her.
do you think that's kind of detrimental toward her young career being typecast like that?
Not necessarily. I think it's keeping her with a job because sometimes typecasting is what keep you working.
No,
you
that's a
know,
good point. That's a good point.
sometimes that's the
Uh,
only thing that's going to keep you going. It's
there's nothing
kind of
wrong with a steady paycheck. Nothing wrong being a steady actor, right?
right, and you never know because a lot of people get typecast and you just have this, director that sees something else in them. Like Quentin Tarantino, he's good for pulling people out of their type of people that they normally play because he'll see them like, hey, I see you as this, and he'll pull them in there. And John Travolta, who would have thought Mr. Saturday Night Fever,
Right.
would be a hitman?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, huh? So
Right. Yeah, he was a lot to Quentin Tarantino, kind of resurrected his career.
yeah, and so you have certain directors that do that with people.
Like I agree with you, it's a slam dunk for her, but I didn't see her working that hard, so to speak, because she's already played that type of character, right?
Yeah,
As you said, as Wednesday, right?
yeah,
It's no thing for her. She probably barely studied her script, memorized her lines. You know what I mean?
yeah.
She did not need much direction to play that character. It's the best way to describe it.
Right. But if people line up with something well, then it just is what it is. Because the true acting would be, does she act like that in real life? That would be the gauge more so than other work. Because a lot of times people will get the same kind of work each time. So it'll always look like they're not doing anything. Like Jack Nicholson. He's always kind of Jack Nicholson.
Ryan Reynolds. If you look at all the characters he's played,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's he's just being himself.
At this point,
From
probably so. But
what's that college one? Something
oh, Van
Van
Wilder.
Wilder,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He was the same guy as Van Wilder. He was the same guy that was in the movie about waiters.
Oh,
But
definitely.
he's the same character as he is, the same guy as he's is in Deadpool. He's just being himself.
Yeah, and like I said, it just depends. So sometimes it works out where the type of person or personality you have, or the idea that people have of you in movies, line up. Then yeah, you're gonna get the jobs that's going to that's going to lend to that. But like I said, that's how people keep working. Because really, for the most part, you're trying to go see that person because you like them and you like them in a certain role. People are not saying this, but they kind of want you to be the same because that's why they're going to go see you. You're going to go see
That's
Sam
right.
Jackson because he's going to be Sam Jackson. Now, can he do other things? Yeah, I'm sure he could.
Like Soul Man when he played
Right,
an R&B singer.
right. But we expect him to be cursing and cutting up and stuff. And so that's just what we're going there for. And that's why people are hiring them. That doesn't happen a lot where people jump around doing different things every time. And a lot of times when you see a big change in somebody, like find out like, man, they can really act. It's usually a comedian that you saw being jokey all the time and they do something serious like the
Yeah.
Dead Poet Society and you'd be like, oh, Robin Williams. Oh, that's different. He's not Mork from Mork and Mindy. Oh, but other than that, yeah, people kind of
Oh,
just play the same role.
just like that one character actor, black character actor. He's been in The Wire. He was in 25th Hour and he sat on the couch and he lifted up the couch and all that cocaine was up in there and he went,
Oh, I can't think of the guy's name, but yeah.
yeah.
He was
You
in
know what
Five
I'm
Bloods, the last movie I
saying?
saw him in. Five Bloods.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says in all Spike Lee movies. He has to put that. If he didn't say that, it'd be a problem. It don't matter
Right.
what character he's playing.
Right.
He better
That's
be
his
that
pop.
detective talking about, you
Right.
got effed up, right?
That's his character. That's his signature.
Yeah. Right. Right. And if you don't have that in there, it's a problem. So
Right.
So that's what people go for. They want the one liners. They want the same but different, different but same. So
Right.
it's interesting how that works. But those movies and those directors and stuff and those actors, like I said, you have some
He-
people jump around, but like Hugh Jackman, right? Everybody loved him for Wolverine, but then when he wanted to do his
Right.
musicals and stuff, people looking at him like he's crazy. So
I thought that was great. It kind of, he kind
yeah,
of broke out of that, right?
yeah,
Kind of broke out of the action star Wolverine rough and then it's surprising. And that's his background. He came from theater,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But people know him for one thing, so it's kind of interesting how that struggle could be real where, when you leave that thing, then they just kind of reject it. That's why a lot of people who was on the Marvel ride, and they were like, you know what, I'm tired of Marvel, I want to do something different. It don't quite work out. Like, what's the last hit that Robert Downey Jr. had after he left being Iron Man? And I'm just saying, he was a full actor before even that even came up. But I'm just saying, he did Iron Man. They like that personality, they like that snarkiness. They locked in on that. And now that he tried to do the movie like The Judge, nobody wants to see it. And I'm not saying The Judge wasn't good. I'm just saying people want Tony.
I never heard of it.
This movie called The Judge that he produced, him and his wife, and he also did Dr. Dolittle, and they both didn't do well. He did his version after he was done with the Marvel movies.
Got you. That's right. He did do Dr. Dolittle. He did.
So sometimes it'd be like a little rough for folks. And people are not forgiving like that sometimes about letting people breathe and try different things.